Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton. Today is the 19th of November and it is my Flosstube number 195. We've got some updates, we've got some stitching, I've got an FFO, I've got my giveaway winners to announce and another small giveaway. I've got purchases because stuff came in and there were sales and plans. So let's get into it. What have I done over the past couple of weeks? The past couple of weeks have been crazy. First of all, this nail polish, love it. It's a neon and it is from Color Street and it's called, oh my goodness, I thought it said Blue Diapers. It's Budapest. I need my glasses. Anyway, I mention it because I just did it the other day and already, see that? That is burnt off from ironing. I've been working on bags. So in ironing, apparently I use these fingers too much to get the fiddly bits and I have already taken off some of the nail polish. Hazards. I don't even get hazard pay for this. So I've been working on my next batch bags. My next batch is going to be Christmas themed for the most part. There's a couple that aren't, but most of it is Christmas themed. I figured I'd get those out there. After that, I have some winter and other themes. And so I'm ironing that. I still need to cut the vinyl out, but we'll get there. I'm almost done ironing. Update on, I had mentioned last video, maybe the video before, about possibly getting PDFs from Riolis. So let's backtrack. I said I know it was Pana, but I ended up sending Pana my proof of Riolis charts, and they're like, sorry, we're Pana. I'm like, I am so sorry, I feel stupid. I do have Pana kits. Here's the Pana kits. Then it gave me the idea, let me get in touch with Riolis. So I got in touch with Riolis. Lo and behold, Riolis also. So now I have, Riolis sent me the PDFs right away. I was able to get those in, and I put them in Markup XP because they're definitely not going into Pattern Keeper. I don't even think I tried. Maybe I'll try later. But I was able to get them in Markup XP. I do need to play with it a little bit because the way the color charts convert, but it's better. Then there was a lag getting feedback from Pana, but it's okay. I just got the email today and they were like, oh, so sorry it took so long, which is not a big deal. I made the stupid mistake. I probably should have been put in timeout anyway, right? But they did send me the PDFs of my Pana charts today. I have not put them in to anything just yet, and the ones I sent them were my Clockwork Bird, Clockwork Dragonfly, my Aries, and my Sagittarius. Now I do know that I have probably another Pana kit here or there. I have my Daughter of Africa, but I don't need the PDF for that, so I didn't even bother. And then Riolis got back to me with the ones I sent them, so that now I have pandas, penguins, and I can't remember, there was a couple others. But oh, Starry Night, that's a big one. That's one that's been giving me fits because the charts color and it drives me crazy. So I'll let you know. I'll get back to you again once I start using them. How about that? So, to sum it up, if you have Riolis kits, go to the Riolis site, email them through that, and let them know that you have some kits and you'd like the PDFs. They will then request the proof. You take a picture. Basically, I took a picture of the front page of the picture, along with some of the kit parts that I laid out the Ada, and maybe I don't know if I have a picture. I can give you an idea of how I showed them my proof. Okay, so for my Pana, see, I put the front and then the threads and then my partially stitched. And that seemed to be enough. And I did that for both of them. So that seemed to be enough to get the charts. Moving on. My birthday is Monday, the 24th. So I am going to have a new start. I know I had slightly mentioned it, like in passing, but we are going to do a new start for ink circles. And if you would like to join me in celebrating the day that I was evicted from my mother's uterus, via C-section, by the way, because I was way too big. I was almost 10 pounds. And so if you would like to celebrate my life, which is wonderful, right? Go ahead and start an ink circles. Doesn't have to be anything in particular. Start an ink circles. I'm starting my modestly sized red ship of life. I went and bought the PDF after I already had the chart. And I do believe I gave this away. And then, kitted it up. Let's see. Here's my colors, guys. I am going to use PR034 for the red. Nice deep red, right? And then for the blue, I chose PR207. PR207 for the blue. It's not as deep of a blue as what they have in the chart, as Tracy put, but I don't mind. I am also going to put it on this great fabric right here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's not lupus. And that is Crypt Cloth from Lap and Loop's 32 count. I think it's a half yard because it's a big one. And Kate from Fickle Stitches is going to start with me. She is starting some other ship that's not as big as mine. And then she bullied me into starting after midnight on Sunday night. So if you would like to, I don't have a hashtag. I mean, you can do hashtag Vicky's birthday, I don't care, or hashtag ink circles, whatever. Start an ink circles. Let me know which one you're starting, and get in touch with me either on Instagram, or you can email me. My email's down below, or somewhere if you see me around on Facebook. That'd be great. My giveaway winners. I have for this Black Cat Moon. The giveaway winner is the Doxy Stitcher. The Doxy Stitcher, I need your address. I did look and I don't have it. So I will need your address so I can pop this in the mail to you. And for favored, I have Stitching May. So Megan, I have your address. Duh. So I will get that out to you. Let's put these off to the side because I got a lot of crap and I'm going to need a lot of space. All right? I did a quick FFO. I cleaned out my shed. I know I mentioned that I cleaned out my shed. Well, in cleaning out my shed, I had a small container that I had put stuff in. Totally forgot about it. It was sitting in the living room with other stuff that we brought up. So we're finally cleaning up little bits by little bits by little bits. It's getting there. It's getting there, right? And I opened up the bin. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot I brought this up. What did I bring up? Coasters. Cross-stitch coasters. I had 4 of these. I had a square one, which I gave to the thrift store, but I kept these and I was like, I have some smalls. Well, I went and looked and I found this. It actually looks like one of those pictures that you've seen on not Thread Keeps, but yes, Thread Keeps. They'll put them on a pendant, or they will print them out on cards and make thread drops out of them. But that is actual stitching. This was part of Here Lies My Needles. Here lie my needles from Shakespeare's Peddler. Is it? I think so. Anyway, I had started it and I just didn't want to stitch it anymore, but I thought this was kind of cute. So I just cut it out, stuck it in there, and stuck that on there. And it actually came with a little kit. It came with Ada for this, which the Ada was, I don't know, had all weird stains on it. And came with this chart. There's a chart on the other side of this, and the little key. So if you would like, this is a you call it, birdhouse coasters. This is actually a barn birdhouse. If you would like to stitch this, let me know, and I will stick this in a card and mail this to you. And I can send that international because I have international stamps. So keyword for this is barn. If you would like to win the barn, just comment below. I have, for Doxy Stitcher, by the way, if you look in the description box below, I have my email in there. I also have a form for Flosstube friends. You can fill that out below also. There's a link. And yeah, just get in touch with me for your address so I can send it out. So now I have this. And I have 3 more. I have to look at my other smalls that I have. I have bins of smalls. So I don't know if maybe I want to put something else in there, in one of these. I didn't look as cheesy as I thought it would, by the way. So that made me think, I've done a couple years ago, like, so I guess my processing takes a couple years, right? A couple years ago, I was like, I am going to do more FFOs. I've got tons of finishes. I'm going to do more FFOs. And I think I did like 2 or 3. This year, I think I kicked it into gear. I've done, that. I mean, that was just one. You need to be quiet. Enough. Eat this and be quiet. So, he's driving me crazy. So I need to get finishes done. Well, I've actually done finishes, not only for myself, but for others that I was paid to do. And I'm happy with the amount of finishes I've got. I still obviously have tons more. But I'm glad I kicked it into gear. I didn't even count how many FFOs I've actually done. I did that pillow. So I know I've done at least 10 because I put the FFOs on my WhipGo board and I've done them. So that's a good thing. Speaking of WhipGo board, I had mentioned that the 2 left for December. Duh, I still had the center one. And that ended up being Fandom. And that was my BFF. So I had her pick my December WhipGo, which is going to be Vader. Because it was Fandom. Yeah, it never dawned on me that the center square was never called. So I thought I only had 2 for December. It is what it is. Do I have any finishes? No, I did that FFO. It was a simple cutout, stick, and stick. Stick, push, stick. But I did do some stitching, so let's get into that one. What I'm still stitching on, because I haven't done all the stitches for it, this is for, I am almost positive it is WhipGo. Let's double check. Yep, Erica picked Scary Sampler. And I know it's because I talked her into starting it, so... this is Scary Sampler from Heartstring Samplery. Now, there is another one that's similar to this that is not scary, and it's more of a house and flowers and stuff that she made for those that aren't into the pop culture scene. But I am stitching mine on 40 count linen from Vicki Clayton. And I have a mistake that I need to fix. So far, I've only done 189 stitches the other night, so I have more to do. This is another one that I bought the PDF for, by the way. Yeah, I did 189 stitches the other night, but I need to do at least 300. And here is where I'm at. That's why it's still on the Q-snap. That's where I'm at. Now, I made a mistake. Actually, I made a few mistakes on this one already. This flower isn't where it's supposed to be. Something's weird in here, but I fudged it and it's fine. These letters are where they're supposed to be, but do you see something? That is very dark. I was doing 1/2 and then I did 2/2 for that word. So I will die. So I need to pick that out and just do 1/, and that's fine. Well, there's another mistake. Apparently, I started this Demigorgon's bottom parts 1 low, 1 too low, and 1 to the right. So that means all of this was wrong. Well, and I found that out because I counted off the eye and I did the hand and it didn't connect to the flower head. So I put an extra stitch in there I figured all this out. This is now exactly where it needs to be, and we're good. It's not going to affect anything else. I won't count off of that. I did put in some of the alien seed pod. The only thing I need to put is the hand. There's another hand, green hand, and Demigorgon hand. I'm not mad about the mistakes because I was able to, what did we call them? Design enhancements. Liberties. But I'm not mad. There's the back. So I need to put more stitches in, and I will. I'll put those stitches in, and then either right before I start stitching again or when I'm done putting my stitches in, I'll pick this out and put that back in the correct way. Because when I'm doing 1/2, sometimes I forget, and I end up doing 2/2 for a minute. It's fine. Everything is fine. Put a bird on it. I worked on put a bird on it. Here it is. I am not going to be finished for December. It's fine. I had a feeling. I was really good in the beginning, and then I just dropped off, and I don't know why. But I'm not mad. It still looks good. Here is where I'm at. I am stitching this on 32 count vintage Luna from Lakeside Linens, and I am using Vicky Clayton silks. I just pulled a whole bunch. There's 22, 21 motifs, and I pulled a silk for each one. I made sure they sort of matched each other. When I got to this one, I decided to pull out yet another one. I picked out the darker purple. So it started out this. I picked out the darker shade in the Vicky Clayton silks and made that 2 colors. So I made 22 colors. Then I finished this. This is the latest thing that I finished. I think I had like this bottom portion left, and then I started, and then then I moved down. When I got to this color, because I have them on a ring and I just pick off what's next, it didn't look like it was going to be enough to finish the motif here, so I made sure that I had enough by doing a smaller motif. So I just moved down and did this motif. And then for stitches' sake, I was probably doing a prompt for Jurassic or something. I started out the next motif. So it's getting there. I still have a good bit to go, but I'm probably about halfway finished, I would say. Maybe. I could look it up. I'm not going to right now, though. But I'm probably a good 50% done. What is next? I stitched on my fox finally. This is the one I'm using for Whip Wars that I'm playing with Janice. And what we're doing is playing a game of war. Hang on. Put that with that. Okay. So this is the fox of the first snowflakes, and it is from Stitch Heart UA on Etsy. Where is my brain? That needs to go there. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how many stitches I did. Because we're playing a game of war. We flip over a card, and it determines how many stitches each one of us does. She won the last flip, and she got a king, and I got a 10. So she did 500 stitches, and I think I did 50. And I just got those knocked out. Now, is it? Yeah, I did 50. My whole 50 stitches, you can barely tell. I don't even remember what I did. I probably did some of the outline stuff. Or I filled in. I don't know. It was such a little bit of stitches. I don't remember. But here's where he's at. She started the bottom. I started the top. I think it's looking pretty good. It's being stitched on 18 count Aida. I am using 2 threads because I think it still looks good. And for our next flip, she got a king, I got a jack. So she's got to do 500 stitches because a king is 400, a jack is 200. She takes half of my stitches. She's doing 500. I get to do 200. So she's pulling up ahead. I'm not sure when I'll get these done. Eventually. But right now, and we're not in a rush to get it done either. She's got a good amount of stitches to do. And I'm trying to get other things done right now. Okay, what else? I did stitch more. Oh, and I just looked at my calendar. Sunday is Doctor Who Day, guys. So that day, I need to pull out like Wibbly Wobbly, I think, and do some stitches on that. So Sunday is Doctor Who Day. If you've got a Doctor Who stitch, go ahead and do that. It's the 23rd of November. Next thing I did stitch on is Daughter of Africa. This is a panic kit. I am using the threads, but I changed out the fabric to 32 count Scorched Rock Even Weave from Fabric Flare. And I ended up putting in 477 stitches. And here she is. Oh, my nose itches. I worked on, I think everything I worked on was down in the skirt. I had to fix some stuff, and then I did a lot of fill-in just to try to get more of the skirt filled in. So 477 stitches on her. That was on the 7th. Yeah, because right before my last video, I had only done 249. So I ended up doing another 477. I am happy with my progress with that. I would like to get her finished. Again, I didn't ask Panna for the PDF of this one, because I'm almost done and it's a good block stitch. It's not a big deal. What else did I stitch on? Ink Circles, limited edition. This is a kit that I bought at Galleria, and it came with, I bought the 32 count. They had 32 and 36 count, and it came with the Weeks Dye Works threads and fabric. I ended up putting in 300, 450, 62 stitches. 462, I think, is the total I did. And all of it is down the bottom. I did all of this, and then I filled in, did I? Yeah, I did this leaf here and these little squares, and then I had to do some more stitches, for, I think for a prompt or something. And I did the stitches over here. Oh, I also, I think I did the number 9, the number 8, and the number 1, and some of the lines in here. So I think that's as far over as it goes. And then this needs, yeah, this needs lines going around it, and then there's numbers above those lines, and then there's numbers here too. And a whole nother flower that goes up into this 5 up there. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's also 2 flowers in the corner that I need to stitch. It's not getting done this year. I thought maybe had I pulled it out early in the year and got more done. It's okay. It's fine. It'll get there. One, I think I sabotaged myself. I stitched on 12 Days Santa. For Whippagories, it was has a border, and I was going to do Santa's Trips. And I just I wasn't feeling it. So I decided I wanted to do this one instead. I like this one. I love the colors on it. It is 12 Days Santa. It's a Jim Shore Designs, and it was put out by Design Works. It's a kit. And did this one come with, it came with 14 count Ada. I changed it out to 28 count Monaco. And this is where I'm at. So I stitched it the one day, and I was really enjoying the stitch. And then I stitched it the next day, and I'm like, I really like this. And I told my friend Gina, I was like, I think I'm just going to stay with this for a while. I'm enjoying the stitch. And as soon as I said that the next day, I did some more stitching and decided I didn't feel like it. So I did 347 stitches the first day. The second day I did 197 stitches. The third day I did 83 and gave up. So maybe I need to stop saying out loud that I like stitching on something. It's not that I don't like it. I don't know, I ran out of steam on it. Now, what did I stitch on? I basically put in vine and this red, and I did a whole bunch of backstitch in here. There's backstitch on everything. There's backstitch in here, around, all the way around. I put these lines here, this blue in here. This is the drummer, and there is a bagpipe guy here. And I put some of the straight lines in. I'm sort of just, so I don't have to count so much. I do some of the ornamental stitching, and then I do the straight lines that'll go with it. But I still think it looks good. And I'm not mad with the progress that I got or didn't get. I think I just had a good go with it. And I'm happy. Did I do Jurassic stitches? No, I didn't even. These were just free stitches. Well, I wanted to do at least 300 for Whippagory, so there's that. Next up, I stitched on You Belong to Me. And this is Long Dog Samplers, You Belong to Me. I am stitching this on a mystery 32 count linen, and I am using Silks for You PR168. I did 404 stitches this last time. And I took it out of the Q-Snap / Nerge / whatever. And here is what it looks like. What did I work on? I worked on the big bird. I worked on his butt because Birdie's got back. So I finished his tail feathers. Then I put in this egret. Is it an egret? It's an ibis. It's an ibis. I think that's an egret. And then I came over here and I finished out what needed to be put in here. And then I came down and put the bat in. And then I started the tree. Well, the bat's fine. Everything else is fine. You know what else is it? You know what isn't fine is this. This leaf and this bird, which I think it's a bird, not a leaf, even though it looks like a big old palm frond, but maybe it's a bird on a frond, I think. So that's not in the right place. Neither is this. But this one is, because I realized my mistake and I knew I wasn't going to count off of anything here. So I'm fixing a mistake in here, and I'll make sure the rest of it's good because the trunk comes down and I need to count off of the trunk, and I don't want to mess up the rest. So I'm going to shift a little bit in the fronds, and my tree's going to be a little bit wonkier, but it'll be fine, right? I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to stitch for, you know, a section every month. Now we know I've tried it 2 years, 3 years, 3 years, and I've only been successful once, and it's okay. I'm okay with that. Instead of doing sections, I was thinking about figuring out how many stitches are left in a project and just doing that many stitches a month instead. That being said, that means I'm going to want something that's in an electronic device, whether it be in Markup XP or Pattern Keeper. So I went to see what I have going on and what it's in, blah, 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 blah. How many stitches are there? So I've got some realistic and not so realistic ideals for this cell. If I pick Yoda, that would be 694 stitches a month. I could do that. If I picked Vader, that's not going to be so much. It's 1,650 stitches. Could I do it? Will I do it? That's the Wibbly Wobbly, which is my Doctor Who piece from Fiddlesticks. That would be 883 stitches a month. So that's a little bit more doable, but probably not. Potions and Spells. That would be 1,273 a month. And while I think I could do it because there are big blocks of stitches, I don't think that's going to work. 543 words. 272 words. Remember when I tried to do that last year? I thought I was going to do section by section and get it done, but I did preface with the fact that I thought I was going to not end up keeping up with it, which happened. Well, come to find out, there's a reason. Because as it stands where it is now, after all that progress I put in the year before, 1,269 stitches a month will get it done. So that's why. That's exactly why it was too much. Now, I did start Simply Live, and that would only be 290 stitches a month, but because it's less than 3,400 stitches left, I think I don't want to wait until December to have it finished. I just want to get it done. Mary Poppins. I just started that, and it would be 855 stitches a month, which is doable. There's block stitching. Could happen. Seaworthy Sampler. That I knew was going to be a stretch because it's on 40 count. It's almost full coverage. Well, half of it's full coverage because the bottom's full coverage. That is the one by Teresa Kogut. And that would be 1,349 stitches a month. It's not going to happen. You Belong to Me, because I really do want to get that done. Major thing is I want to get down and start doing the sulky part for the pyramids and see what that looks like. I'm curious to make sure that my thoughts are going to be good. But that's going to be 2,617 stitches a month. It's not going to happen. But I could always dream, right? Another one that's laughable is my Anzac. Anzac is being stitched with my Romy threads, which look absolutely gorgeous, and I had to put them on black, and for the sake of not having to get even more thread, plus the fact that I didn't have the size black fabric that I needed, it ended up on 28 count 1/1. And doing 2,100 1/1 stitches on black is not going to happen, because it would be 2,112 stitches a month to get Anzac finished. And then Ringing Dragonflies. Now that's the one from Al Forest. Gina and I started our next BFF sale with Al Forest charts. I got the dragonflies and I got her the butterflies, and we started it the last time we were together in last November. And that would only be 762 stitches. So I did contact her and ask her if she had picked one for next year, and she said no. So I think we're just going to do that and get it finished in December. And that way we can start our next BFF sale. So I think that's going to be the one, is going to be the Ringing Dragonflies. We will see. You will find out. I do have plans for a new start. And it's going to be the Jardin Privé BU, Just You. This is one that I went flip-flop back and forth on whether I wanted to stitch it, and then I saw it at the cupboard. Somebody was picking it up. They had it framed, and it looked gorgeous, and I just had to buy it. So at the cupboard, I went and bought the chart. I pulled the threads for it the other day. All right, now, the wrap-up. I have stuff that I got in the mail. Plus, I've been doing stuff with my Cricut and my heat press. See this heat press? That's heat press, and then the Teflon sheets, and then there's some of the vinyl there just sitting. I put it in a bin on top because I have drawers under. That's on a rolling stand that has drawers, and the drawers are filled too. Anyway, so I've been playing with the Cricut, and I've sold tote bags that I did before, And now that I have the heat press, it makes it a little bit easier. And I pulled out totes, and I'm just trying to make stuff with them and get them out of the way. So I made 3 of these. I have 3 of these available. They are in the group. I've made a post in the group, and it says eat, sleep, stitch, repeat. And it's white, and this is silver. Yeah, that's silver. And it's got this outside pocket. It's got handles, and it zips at the top, and it's got a big opening. And then I've sold these before, but this is a different design. It says Thread Therapy. I've got them. I've got the red and white one here, and I haven't made the other ones, but I do have a couple more red and white bags and black and white bags like this. And I have this design and another design that I'll be putting on. So if you're interested, go ahead to my group on Facebook. The link is below, and you'll see the posts for those. I have the bags over here. I just need to get over there and get things cut out and put on. What else have I been doing? I've been ordering things. A few weeks ago, I saw a shirt from Stitch and Goddess Designs. Got that in the mail this past week. So her card, I will make it into a floss drop, like I always do. And she sent stickers. Look at these turtles. Oops. So got some stickers, a card, and I think this, how to care. Share your pictures. Okay, yes. And the shirt. Matter of fact, I got this same color shirt. I like this color though. But this time, this one says, I've been cross-stitching since the 1900s. I just thought that was cute. And this is what color it turns out to be after a few washes, after a year of washes. So I am happy with that. Thank you, Athena. Hit it out of the box again. I received a card for my birthday. This is from Dawn, who is Frosty X Stitch. And she sent me a cute note on the back and some festive and fun fruits. Tell me that fruit is not putting on suntan lotion. Stop it. I think it's cute. I will put it up on my thing. I received a package, my package from Tiny Hummingbird. Okay, so I order things here and there, and then she just holds it for me, and then when I get a decent package, she sends me the package. Well, then she had a live sale. I was in on it. I had to be there, right? So some of this is from the live sale, and some of this is previously purchased. This I know is previously purchased because she came out with these Darling and Whimsy Quirky Quakers. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. I wonder if I put them on 40 count, if these would fit in those coasters. I'd have to check that out. And then this was from the live sale. I do know that. This is Stitches with Ethel, Day at the Seashore. As you know, she is one of my new favorite designers. Hey, Ethel, if you're watching. I didn't get the series of this one. This was on the live sale, and I just figured I'll get it. And it is By the Scissors. Life is Short by the Scissors. I didn't get the rest of them. She didn't show the rest of them, but I didn't even realize it was a series. I just like that one. And I bought this, and I think I bought this from the live show, which is great because I'm going to start the BU. So now I have Be Humble, and apparently there's one for every season, and I obviously was not paying attention because I'm assuming Humble is for autumn. The BU has to be spring. That's probably summer is the to be or not to be. And then Be Happy and Smile is winter. So I might have to get the other two eventually. This was from the live sale, and it is Blue Rhapsody, and I've liked this one since EJ and Sheila showed theirs, and I will do mine in blue, although I don't think I'll go for this blue. I probably have another blue in Silks for You, because it's definitely going to have Silks for You. So that's Rosewood Manor. And then this one, I went back and forth on whether I wanted to stitch it, but I really like the whole premise of the Frankie's Bride. And my other half is Frank, by the way. So I don't know if I'll do an eventual sale with Vicky reading and stitching, but I know she bought this one also from Meridian Designs. And it's Frankenstein's Bride. I'm going to have to fix her eyes. I think that's part of my problem. Like, she's looking up like, I'm going to have to fix that. But wait, there's more. Because during her live show, she showed this Mill Hill frame. Well, I've got tons of Mill Hills, and I have some this size, so I got that. And then she had some of the Mill Hill kits, and I bought these two. I have the banana split, so I got this one. And then the packages are always a good Christmas thing. She had random threads, so I bought some. I'm not going to go through every single one, but I did get one of the Krynics because I knew I'd use that color. And the water lilies, who knows if I need them, but might as well, right? So I bought 4 of them. I do have some, I have a few Mirabilia, and then I have the Bella Filipinas, and they may or may not eventually need those, so I'll check it out. I know it's for another chart that I don't have, but that's fine. And then Krynic / Rainbow Gallery, I got that one. I may have ordered that for a specific reason. I can't remember. No, I think that might be from the live show. And then she was showing some of the specialty threads. So there's some Gast, which is General Arts, and then some Weeks Dye Works that I know are called for in a lot of the charts that I need, and then some Classic Color Works, which I don't have a ton of Classic Color Works, but I know I've seen these colors and or used these colors, so I got them. Plus, during her live, she did a discount wheel, and I think I got a 14% off or something like that. So, why not? Then she had fabric, and that's like my kryptonite. See, purple package. It's my kryptonite. Do I have this color? Yes, I do. But now I have another fat quarter. It's the Atomic Ranch Fabrics. 32 count. This is, I know I have this color, but I have it in 32 count even weave, and I got it in 40 count linen, and it's a half yard. It is Latte, which is like a brownie gray. It's a good neutral. Then I got this fat quarter 36 count True Blue from Fox and Rabbit. And then some 18 count. I don't have a lot of, I don't know that I have any 18 count hand dyed. So I got this Blue Ridge, which I have in a 32, anyhow. And Oz is a good green. So I got that in the 18 count. I have it in the 32 because I get the fabric of the month. And then her daughter had dyed fabrics, and she's had these fabrics available. And I bought this one. And I don't know if this is like, I don't know if it's 18 count linen. I have to look. It might be 28 count linen. I don't know. I totally clueless. I bought it. I'm sure I have a Halloween design that could go on that, and I just need to figure out what the count is before I put it away. But that's not all. Y'all, that's not all. I bought, and I'll put the picture in here, I bought a stand. I was looking for something to put, which I have to move, to put my scroll rods on. They're heavy, right? And when you put something this large in the Lowry, it sags to the side, which is not good. Anyway, I thought I don't want to buy yet a whole nother Lowry to put on the other side so I can use my scroll rods. And I have a few scroll rods So I need to figure something out. So I wanted one of those that you lay the scroll rods on, right? Well, I was talking with Belinda, the Aussie Stitcher, and she's got one. I was like, oh, when did you get that? And she said there is a guy in Australia that makes them, and it has 2 legs that come down, so you can, and if I showed you the picture, you could see what I'm talking about. And you just lay this on top, and then you could stitch. I was like, oh, she said, I know that he's still selling them. I know that there's a delay on manufacturing, and I'm not sure how much it is, but you can contact him because he doesn't have a website, but he does have like a Facebook business page. I can't remember what the business page is. I will tell you in just a second. It is Gus's Custom Creations, or Custom Creations, or let me see. I'm looking as we speak. Anyway, so I went to his business page. I wonder if it's right here. No. Yeah, it's Gus's Custom Creations, Gus apostrophe space Custom Creations. And you can message him to find out how much it would cost for him to make one for you and to ship it to you wherever you're at. So I messaged him, and for me to get one in the United States in Florida, it would be $480.97. Now, that is a lot of money. I don't want to put that on a credit card. I say it's a lot of money, but when you look at the workmanship, it is well worth it, and you have to understand they are in Australia. Everything's more expensive over there for them to get their supplies. And then the shipping alone, I've shipped packages to Australia, and they're never under $30. So I can't even imagine how much it would cost for the shipping. But with the shipping, that's what that was. So I can almost guarantee that 100 of that is probably shipping. In case anybody's interested, I'm putting the real word out there. The creation of it, the workmanship is gorgeous. The stand itself, very functional. It's worth the money if you can afford it. Let's just put it that way. Now, that being said, he gave me a range of 4 to 5 months. So, if you think you want to buy one, you can get put on the list, and then he will let you know, hey, yours is coming up, and you can let him know if you have the money or not. You know, you don't have to put money down and lose it. So, with all that in mind, I said, do I want to put $500 in on something that is absolutely gorgeous? It's what I need, but sometimes I think I need it and I don't use it. So there's that. So I bought the stand that I showed you. I went and I did some searching. I went to Case Creations. I went to Edmunds. I went and I did just searches for floor stands. I ended up on eBay, of all places, and I found this stand. I also looked on Amazon. Now, this same stand is on Amazon. I bought mine on eBay because, first of all, it was like $85 free shipping on eBay. On Amazon, it was $95. Pissed me off. Amazon gets enough money from everybody, right? So I went back to the eBay, and then I found the same exact stand for $60, and I looked to see why. Well, it was returned from a previous purchase of somebody made. You know what? I'll take the chance. $60, free shipping. I bought it. It came. I went to put it together. It was missing a couple of the wing nuts and the screws. I'm like, oh, here we go. But at least with eBay, you know, you're guaranteed to get your money back because you can dispute it. So, but instead of leaving a horrible review or anything, I just contacted them. I'm like, hey, I received this package. I understand it was previously returned, but it's missing some parts. I said, it's also missing the instructions how to put it together, but I can figure out how to put it together. That's not the problem. So what they did was they contacted me. They sent me the schematics on how to put it together, and on that was a list of the parts that should be in there. And they told me, compare what I had to the list and just let them know what was missing. So I did that. And it was, I don't know, like 3 or 4 bolts and a couple of the wing nuts. And when I say wing nuts, it's these. That's a wing nut for them, because it's not going to look like your standard metal one. They placed a metal threading piece inside some wood. And when I let them know what I needed, they said, okay, our return. So I'm assuming the place is, the manufacturer is in the Ukraine. So they shipped these, they must have shipped a bunch to the US for easy shipment for sales. They said, our returns office is in the US, but our replacement parts are located in the Ukraine. We will send them to you, but just to let you know, it's going to take a couple weeks. It didn't even take a whole 2 weeks. I think it was like a week and a day or something like that. And I did receive them in the mail. I received the parts in the mail, and I contacted them and let them know that I received them, and thanks so much. And obviously, stay safe. And I left them a great review on eBay. So if you're interested, go to eBay. You can get it for like $10 cheaper than you can on Amazon. And I ended up, and I don't know if it was supposed to be in there, but this part was also in there that I'm showing you. This would go on the piece where it comes down. I don't have it in here. I have it in the other room because it does take up some space. So the wood is it's soft. It's nice, and it's sanded very well. The parts are great. And this is so you can put your hoop in and clamp it. I'm not going to open it all the way. Anyway, so I can put that on there and actually have a hoop, or I can put my scroll rods on to stitch. And so, long story long, all that to say, I cut this off because I had cut off a couple of pages on what I'm going to stitch, and I re-measured my fabric, and I am going to stitch on Space Traveler again. I owe it stitches, and I wanted to put it on a scroll rod, and I want to use my scroll rod for my full coverages. I'm putting this off to the side because it makes it just easier. So I bought the stand, and I'm not mad, although it does take up some space. I would have to sit sideways to my table in order for me to really use it well, which is not a huge problem. And I went and looked at their eBay store. They do have more of those. They also have a table version of it, which is $48, which I am also eyeing, by the way. But I've spent a hella amount of money on the crap that I've gotten, and I need to recuperate first, right? Because I still have a couple more things that I bought. I had realized that I didn't have all of this series from Heartstring Samplery. So I have Who Let the Frogs Out, and I got Whip It Good. And I think I have all of them from that series now. And then it's Kate's fault because she said, hey, did you know that Alfar's is having a sale? And I was like, no, I did not, and I hate you. So I called her bad words, and I bought 2 things. This one's an older one, and I looked at it before. I really like it. Around the Sun. And there's a Russian version, and there's an English version. And this is new. This is one of the 2 new ones that they put out. I didn't get the owl one. I restrained myself, and I only got the cat one for now, but I really like the moon. It just looks good. It just looks good. So I got those, I think, 20% off. All right. Oh, one more thing. I received a package from my friend Diane, and I am not going to go through it, all these fabrics, but she sent me a ton of fabrics from a person that she inherited from, and she wanted to share. So there's some Adas in here. There's some Witchell linens in here. There's one in here. I thought there was a piece of cardboard in here. There is not. It's standing up on its very own, guys. that bad. Touch of gray. It's got to be a Witch Hope Permanent Linen. It's got to be. So I am going to share with my friends, and this is very silvery. And then there's the gold version. And there's an opal pink in here. So, ton of fabrics in here. I've got some more Aida that looks like 18 count Aida. And then she sent me a random bag of threads. She also sent me this lavender and lace, which I think I have this one. Ice Angel. There's some more fabrics in here. And then this Passion Riacamo. Romantic Stitcher, it's called. Romantic Stitcher. And this one is Friends by Eventide Designs. That's an old one. 1992. And then there's this whole kit from Dinky Dyes. It's over. It's all there. Maybe the fabric's not there, which would be fine because there's plenty of fabric sitting right next to me. There's Pearl Angel from Just Nan, and the beads are in there. And then there's this United We Stand, and it goes on a tin, which I don't have the tin, but apparently I have this button that goes on it. So some of this might be future giveaways. And that's what she sends me stuff for, by the way. She's like, if you don't want it, do a giveaway. This I'm going to keep because I think that there's some cute blankets in here. And then this is cute. I want to keep cupcakes. Glorious Cupcakes, it's called. And let me see. Because there's a chart for each one of these. And you can get the silicone cups and insert them. I don't know that I do every one, but there's a couple of them in there that are really cute. And then we've got Bob Timberlake, Christmas After Christmas, charted by Kathy Livingston. And Happy Everything from Stony Creek. Jungle Babies from Stony Creek. There we go. And then Disney Home. And this is an Afghan to do a single crochet Afghan, I think. Chain single crochet on the back. Yeah, it's all single crochet to make it's like a gray Afghan for making a mini. And then baby bibs. I don't think I do any baby bibs. And then look what I did. So that is what I received in the mail. Plans are I need to do some more stitching on, where'd it go? I don't even know where I put it. It's on there. I need to Scary Sampler needs more stitches. That's fine. And that will, where's my calendar? Where's my planner? Ooh. Once I do Scary Sampler, that means I finish my whip go for this month. Then I need to stitch on Animal Magnetism because it's my oldest whip for Whippagories. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that. I'll probably go into more of that top part. I don't know. We'll see what my brain feels like when I pull that out. After I do those, then I'm free to stitch whatever I want. Anyway, it's towards the end of the month. It's not like I have tons of time. I'm going to start my ink circles on the 24th. I want to start that BU also. And I want to stitch on my Doctor Who on Sunday. So, Thanksgiving in the U.S. is next Thursday. I am not having Thanksgiving dinner. Frank's got to work. My daughter's boyfriend's got to work. So, if I do a dinner, it'll be last minute over the weekend for them. It's fine. It's not a big deal. it is what it is. I hope if anybody else is having Thanksgiving dinner with their family, bless you. Let's normalize not being with the toxics and being with those that make us feel better. Those that heal us, not hurt us. How about that? I would much rather have a Thanksgiving dinner with a whole bunch of nice strangers than I would with some of the toxic family. I would also prefer even more having a great Thanksgiving with friends, a few or a lot, than I would toxic. So that being said, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope it is pleasant. And don't eat too much. Don't eat too much. Eat in shifts, little bits at a time. You won't hurt yourself. Another last minute thing that I forgot to show. I did release, because I've gotten them a while ago, Christmas needle minders that I put up on my group, and these are it. I've got this baby reindeer. They're all baby animals. Baby polar bear. Oh, he's so cute. And these are all mine. I'm keeping these ones. And this baby hedgehog. And then Santa chilling on the beach with a cocktail, with a beverage. Those are available in the group. I have information, always links and info in my description box below. If you've made it this long, it's been an hour of babbling, and my dog is whining. So, if you made it this long and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, like, and do all the things. For the giveaway, don't forget, don't say giveaway. The keyword is barn if you're interested in that cute little chart. I think it's cute, and I wouldn't mind actually stitching it for like maybe a magnet on something. You could put it on perforated paper or plastic, or, you know, just do a little thing. And I need to get this together because I am going to do my whip parade. I've been wanting to do it, but I had too much to show for this video, and I didn't want to get it all out of whack. So I should be doing my whip parade. It should be up in the next few days to a week. Wish me luck, because it's going to take me a minute to get through everything. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling well. And I hope you're mentally doing better. How about that? Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.